Bride and groom have been so gracious as to present you with a gift of a pad of paper there and a pen. Do you see that? The red. I want you all to take that, and we're going to do a little thing here. Now, before we begin, I myself have these pieces of paper here. Some I'm going to give to Chad and Erin. One I'm going to take for myself. I'll use this other microphone for a second. Just take that piece of paper that you have there and a pen, because you're going to be needing that in a second. I have a piece of paper here that's a blue piece of paper. You see this? There's nothing on either side of it. And I'm going to take a marker I have in my pocket. Well, first of all, I'm sorry. You know, I put my hand in my... I want to be the first person to give a toast to the bride. I forgot about that. So, Erin, I made this morning. On that, but I know there will be more formal toasts later. I have these markers in my pocket. One for me. I'm going to take this marker on this blue piece of paper. I'm going to write a number, and I don't want you guys to look at me for this time, just so that you don't see what I'm doing. I'm going to take this, I folded it in half, okay? I'm just going to set this marker down. I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to put this in my jacket pocket. You see, there's nothing else in my jacket pocket. I'm going to put this in there, and I'm going to give Erin and Chad a marker and a piece of paper. A pink for the girls, and a blue for the boys. There's nothing on these pieces of paper. See this? This is for Erin, this is for Chad. Here is a marker for Chad. Here's one for Erin. Okay? And I'm going to get them right now to just think of a number. I don't want them to look at each other. Plus the boys at that side, the men, I want you to look that way, because you're going to be in on this too. And then the girls, I want you to look this way so you don't see what Erin writes down, okay? I want just Erin and Chad to write a number, any number that they can think of right now, on that piece of paper, and then fold that paper in half. Okay? And then when you do, I want you to place that like as a V in front of you on your table. Everyone else in the room right now, I want you to also think of any number, maybe your birthday, maybe your favorite number, maybe the number 1012, doesn't matter. I just want you to think of a number right now and write it down on your piece of paper that you have with your pad, your pen and paper. And I don't want anyone looking at each other's work, okay? Everyone keep the numbers to yourself that you're writing down. Does everyone understand? Is everybody all right? Okay, now I want you to take that number that you've written down, just put an asterisk beside it, and we're going to call that the number you started with, okay? Now I want you to take that number and double it. Just times 2 with that number. Everyone at the head table is also doing this except for Erin and Chad. No, you guys don't do it. I'm sorry. You're the guests of honor, and you don't have to do math today. Okay, so everyone has done that. Now you have a new number there. I'm going to want to pick a number that we add to that. Like, I'm going to ask Erin, what is your birthday, or the year you were born? 1992. Instead of adding such a huge number, let's just drop the 19 off of it, and everyone add 92 to the number that you have. Okay? Everyone has done that now. Now I want you to divide this number that you're at in half. Divide by 2. Okay? Now, if everyone's done that, I want you to subtract the number that you first thought of, the number that you first started with. Okay? And then we're going to do an interesting thing. So I want you to just circle that number. Turn your pads of paper over, please. Just everyone turn your pads of paper, because now I'm going to get the women to do something separate from the men. I'm going to ask Erin to just shout out a number that you think of right now that we will use in this game. Just say it out loud.
16.
16? Okay. We know that every woman adds to the marriage. She, as beautiful as she is today, she's just going to add to the original bliss of this marriage. So I want you to take the number that she just said. Just the women. Turn your pieces of paper over and add the number 16 to what you're at, and then circle that number, your answer. Okay? And then when you do that, turn that piece of paper over. And now the men, Chad, I want you to just shout out a number that you think of in your head. Just go ahead and do it all loud. 33. Okay, so all the men in the room, I want you to take the number 33 and add it, or sorry, maybe just subtract it. Because you know what? Every man that is in a marriage just becomes a big fat slob most of the time. Doesn't take the garbage out, and it's pretty much taking away from the original bliss. I mean, this is the way, again, why I say this is why I don't marry any men. So please subtract the number 33 from the number you were at, and then circle that number and turn your pieces of paper over. Okay? We'll see where we're at here. We're doing good. We've got it at 6:20. All right. So we all should be at a place with our numbers that we've chosen. But what I think I want to see is how close we are.
Sorry about the child. Forgot the leash.
What I want to see is, would all the women just turn your pieces of paper over, and I want to see how close Erin came to the number that you might be at when we started. Is it at this number that she wrote? How many people are close to the number 62? Are you close to that number? Now, for the men, when Chad wrote down a number at the start of this, how many men are you close to this number that Chad wrote down, the number 13? Right? How many people is it exactly the number? Right? Okay, I find that incredible. Our psychic newlyweds right here. Right? Now, some people you might be wondering, I'm so a bit embarrassed now because my number that I wrote down is not either of those numbers, and it really kind of loses the effect of this because it's in my pocket. It's sort of, maybe you want to know what that number is. Well, before we started, I wrote down a number and I put it in my pocket. And so let's just see what that number is. 75. So it doesn't really seem like it has much significance to anything that we've done here today. So I'm just going to go sit down. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to take this. I'm going to just. One thing I notice is that if you add Erin's number 62 to 13, it is 75. A number I wrote down before we even did that. It's too bad I'm left-handed because I can't really get at this board here. But I noticed something even more unique about these numbers actually as I look at them. And that is, maybe the wedding party wants to see that too. But I'm not really that good at math. What I'm going to try this is if we... Can you hold this hard? I just want to see what happens if we multiply these numbers. 6, 18, that's what? 18, 2, 6. Is that right? Yeah. 6, 7, 8. That might not seem like a very significant number. Unless maybe you say, if you put this after it and go like this, you would see that January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August 6th, 2016. Well, I think that's pretty incredible. And Chad, if you ever forget your anniversary after all of that, then Erin has a right to bonk you over the head with something. Anyways, you know that supper was going to be served at 6:30, and I'm not